It's the Friday wrap. Just wrapping up after the big parade.
Do you still feel like you're like winding down from the 150th?
Yeah, because I mean, truly, it's like a week ago, which was the eve of the Canada Day Parade, our 150th here in Canada for you around the world. And yeah, I just actually starting to feel alive again because there's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, and then with July 4th, the American, you know, whole thing going on, I just feel like I've been ramped up for days.
Now our town of Niagara Falls, about 82,000 people live here. We had probably, I would say, at least 4 or 5 million people here.
Oh,
this past week. That it was gridlock. It was absolute gridlock.
It took 2 hours to get out of the parking lot.
Yeah, but
2 hours.
It was crazy. And the mayor said, "Oh, we weren't expecting that many people to come here." Hey, this is Niagara Falls, the honeymoon capital of the world, a place people want to be, right?
And we actually made it happen. We made people want to come and have a fun time and party.
Yeah, so now the parade itself and the festivities down on Queen Street downtown, and I love downtown Niagara Falls, it doesn't get enough kudos. Over 30,000 people, the largest crowd ever. Yeah.
I'm so happy.
All right, so way to go Niagara Falls, yeah.
So proud of that.
And there was a lot of Americans there helping us celebrate.
There was huge amount of Americans. I couldn't believe it. How many Americans were there? And I said, "Don't you want to be back home?" And they're like, "Yeah, nah, heck, we'll just celebrate with you Canadians."
And then we did of course, every year I do the one smart fellow, and he felt smart, 2 smart fellows, and they felt smart. And of course, what comes out of people's mouths is amazing. But we had
smarts and farts and everything else.
And the people in Jersey are farting because that's all she could get out of it. She thought she had it, but she didn't have it.
Yeah,
right?
no.
So we got to thank a bunch of people because from our end, we produced part of that parade. And our job was to get the Grand Marshals, and we worked our little butts off, and Tri-Stream Entertainment and all our producers got together, and we brought in Rich Little. Come on, I mean, Rich Little, okay? A Canadian icon from Ottawa.
You know what? I remember watching him on Johnny Carson when I was a little girl, right? And he was fabulous. And my brother, Jim Carrey, emulated him all the time, learning what he did and the voices.
I used to do the same thing.
Did you?
Oh yeah, he was my hero. And then to see he was the guy. I mean, 16 episodes of the Carson Show, the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
He hosted when Johnny was gone. I mean, he was the guy. He knew everybody in Hollywood.
And you know what's great about that is he was so. We've met him a couple times now and had him here in Canada a couple times.
He's a friend.
He's so humble and so nice. And just not full of himself like you would expect somebody who's so talented to be.
Yeah, he was at my house, and then my neighbors saw him, right? And they go, "You had Rich Little at your house."
I know, I saw the pictures.
Yeah, and you know what? It didn't dawn on me because I'm thinking they're going, yeah, that's the guy as far as somebody I wanted to be. That was my idol as far as being on TV and stuff. And then he's at my house. Yeah,
I know,
I never thought of it,
right? So we definitely got to thank him.
Yeah.
So Rich Little. Marcel Dion,
who lives in Niagara Falls, who has an incredible restaurant.
What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart. Him and his lovely wife.
Carol.
Yep. And we also have to thank Derek Sanderson, too.
Derek Sanderson is the hardest guy in the world to get anywhere but Boston. So, it took a lot.
It took a lot by you.
we kind of pried him out, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Honestly, that guy's been to hell and back. He was truly one of the most amazing hockey players of all time. It's too bad he got into that 5 years of hell. You know, or he would have been a Hall of Famer.
Life has its twists and turns, right?
I've spent some time with him this week. I've had lunch with him a few times, and he talked about, where he's been and how he got there. And he said he wouldn't change a thing because what it does, it gives him an opportunity now to talk to kids and say, look, here's the signs. Here's when you're an alcoholic. Here's when you're drugs. Here's what it's doing to you. Here's what you think you're the greatest thing in the world, and you're not.
That's a real great person.
Yeah.
Somebody who takes what their lowest point and teaches people how not to go there.
Yeah.
That's a great person.
And he really is. He was tough as nails when he played, but he really is a kind-hearted guy.
Yeah.
We got to thank the Skyline Tower.
Oh my gosh, the dinner. We all went out to dinner on Friday night, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, they just...
George Erich and gang set us all up.
Kings and queens, that's what we felt like.
And normally when you have a meal at the Skyline, and it is unbelievably delicious.
Oh.
And it really is, when you look at it in other places, it's inexpensive.
Yeah,
for the
it's
view you
really
get.
a good deal.
Well, normally you go around the tower once. I think we went around 3 times.
I think we did. I think we did. Well, that was one drink, and then the next. No, it was.
And then the next course, the next course. I couldn't finish. I couldn't finish every
I had lobster tail. Trust me, it was fantastic.
prime rib.
Oh, there you go.
And your husband had prime
rib.
Yeah.
He loved it.
So
he couldn't finish it, which is rare.
Yeah.
Like
he likes it rare. Oh no.
No,
but
usually he can eat a roast beef.
It's true. You're absolutely correct. And then
they have such great portions. That's why.
Casamia, got to thank Casamia, Dominic, and company and family over there.
Claudio.
Right? Claudio.
Oh my gosh, they are so sweet and so genuine. You definitely have to go and eat there because you feel like you just walked into Mama's restaurant, like your Mama's kitchen.
Yeah.
They make you feel like that. They're so good.
And it is Mama's kitchen, her recipes.
Yeah,
and
delicious.
only her and Claudio are the only. They cook. Nobody else is allowed to do it. They have sous chefs, but all the prep is done by Mom and Son.
Yeah.
And they got a wine cellar to die for, and they just treated us. Yeah, it was fantastic.
They're diamonds.
And then, of course, our VIPs got to stay at the Old Stone Inn, which you get to play at.
Yes, I do.
Year.
And Anne Marie, I have to thank you a zillion times for making that happen for our guests. Unbelievable. They treated them so well, and it's a beautiful place to stay.
It's a boutique hotel, and it's right by the Skyline.
Yep.
It is literally, you walk out the door to the left, over a bridge, and down these wonderful steps.
And you're there.
You're at the falls, right?
You're there.
Falls.
It's right there, right? And it's so gorgeous inside. It's all the old mill and the woodwork.
1904.
1904.
Original walls.
Right, so you got all the old beams and you got the old rocks, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was originally a flour mill.
Yeah.
So
unlike any other hotel in the area, trust me.
And it's got a great pool too.
It does.
That's a great pool. I didn't even know. I walked around the corner.
Oh, you didn't know?
I know. I came around the corner. Wow,
every time I play outside on the patio, the pool's right there. I just want to run and jump in.
Now, limousine service, including airport, back, all of us being transported all over the place. Anything we needed. Casey McNabb from Community Transport Group. Unbelievable.
Love them, because you know what? Without them, we couldn't have made it happen. And
he got to come to Casamia. He absolutely loved it.
They treated our guests like
kings and queens.
Yeah. It was amazing.
And we got to thank John, our director, because actually he has a B license. He has a BZ license.
He's a double. He's a double
agent.
He's a double agent, secret agent man. That's what he is.
You double agent there, Johnny?
What I need to do.
Yeah. So he took over and actually drove us around.
Chauffeured people around.
Because he knew what he was doing.
Right.
On top of shooting and covering the whole thing. And throughout the next couple of weeks, we are going to have footage that you're going to be able to see of us down there. And we got the clip. Okay, this wasn't, we were only anticipating a couple of minutes. Rich actually got up and did around 10 to 12 minutes. And he did Carson. It was amazing. You got to see it.
Yeah.
It's going to be up. Also, Niagara Helicopters came to bat for us.
You know what? Renee and Niagara Helicopters, every time I go to them and say, hey, can you give us passes?
Please. You don't even have to say please. You don't even have to.
No, he's such a sweetheart. And he's like, yep, how many you need, when you need them for. So we got to thank them because a couple of couples get to go on a helicopter ride over Niagara Falls.
Yeah. So we gave away everything but.
And, we got to thank Noah's Kitchen as well for their lovely, generous gift certificate for a couple to go and have dinner at their beautiful restaurant.
It's a real treat. It's in St. Catharines. It's near the Penn Center, right off the 406.
Yeah.
And you walk in there and you swear you walked into Los Angeles.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Or New York City.
Yeah.
Like it's very retro and new. It's not like Chinese food restaurant with the little dragons on the wall.
No.
That's what I would think, right?
Yeah.
It's so retro and new, and oh my gosh, it's just fantastic food.
Food is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, we gave away everything except $30,000 US.
I know.
Nobody could open the vault. Nobody could break the vault.
Nobody broke it.
So I got word from our executive producer
Yeah.
that we're going to throw that $30,000 out again in July for you to win. We'll let you know all about that.
Sweet.
Yeah, so for you winners, and we had all kinds of things we gave away.
Yes.
We had a table we gave away. We had the jersey, alumni jersey signed by 50 players, Bobby Hull. Now, what makes that really special is that Rich Little, Derek Sanderson, and Marcel Dion signed it on
that
the weekend.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean that's invaluable.
Yeah.
And we had what else we had? We had the
Guitar by Alan Frew, signed by Alan Frew of Glass Tiger. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
Right?
So in a couple of days, when you go to the Peet and Reet, peetandreet.com, our website, you'll be able to see the winners. And we have announced it, and we only got to give away one. There was only one person in attendance at the time because we did it later on in the afternoon. So check out our website, which you can see right here.
See your name?
Is it right here? Oh, peetandreet.com.
Yeah.
You see it there? Yeah,
and if you see your name, contact us back and get to pick up your prize.
It's waiting for you.
Yeah.
The Durwalds.
Oh, by the way, we're going to only do that for 1 week.
Yes.
So you've got 1 week once we post it, and then we're just going to put it back in the vault and do it again.
So Mr. Fitness out of Buffalo, Richard Durwald, and his son Richie Durwald, who's an entertainer who has Viva Las Vegas and does all kinds of shows. And he's just a great entertainer.
Amazing entertainer.
Yeah. And they were on our show, and that show is set to come out in a couple of weeks. But he has been actually actually what he did was he was sitting on our set, right, Studio J1, and he thought we put him in the fat chair. Now, nobody said fat chair.
I know. Well, it's just because he was off to the side, so the table wasn't covering any of his body.
Yeah.
Right?
So his dad said, you need to lose some weight. So he's going on a program, and we're getting to follow that as we go.
Yeah.
Right? So
he's been doing it for 1 week, right?
1 week now. He's been on it. His dad is 82 years old, and I mean, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He doesn't look 82 at all.
And that's because he's into fitness. So let's have a look and see what Richie's been up to.
Hello, Pete and Reet. This is Richard. As you know, we were on your show and we agreed that we would keep a video diary of Richie's weight loss.
Here we go. 236 pounds.
Holy crap, Richie.
How you doing, Pete and Reet? Swimming is great because it's one of those exercises that I can definitely say is no pain and all gain. And that's the kind of thing I have to do right now because I'm totally out of shape. I get out of breath in a second. So I'm doing a lot of swimming and a lot of walking. Basically this week, I move more and I eat less. Next week, we're gonna weigh in again and we will see a result.
Hey, Richie.
Oh, man.
All right.
Hey.
Keep it going, buddy.
Yeah.
Keep it going, and we're going to track him
strong.
along.
Stay strong.
He's going to get him to tell us how he's doing it, so you'll be able to go home and if you want to lose some
weight. How many crunches he's doing, how many sit-ups he's doing.
I will tell you, though, for the last 5 days, I have been walking 3 miles up and down hills down by Fireman's Park here in Niagara Falls.
Why?
So, because it's a challenge, me and Rich. He's made me go into a challenge.
Oh, he's got you psyched.
He got me psyched. He called me up. He said, I'm losing weight. I said, okay, then I got to lose some weight. So.
Well, that's good.
All right, what's happening after the break?
Oh, my gosh. After the break, well, you know what? We're going to talk about Dr. Gifford Jones and what he's been rappelling down these days.
All right, can't wait. More to come on the Friday Wrap. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on the Friday Wrap. And, you know, it was about a year ago, 8 months ago, we had Dr. Gifford Jones. Now, honestly, not a lot of people have gone and watched that show. And I suggest that you go to our YouTube channel, check that show out. Because here's a man who had a heart attack, who they were going to stint, wanted to put him on all kinds of cholesterol inhibitors and all kinds of things. He said, nope, I've done my own research. And he's a columnist, right? And so he went out and he created a special powder, which you have drank and I have drank, right? It's not the best tasting, but you do get used to it, right?
Yeah.
And it's tons of vitamin C and lysine, which is an amino acid that your body needs. Well, you know, obviously it's working, okay? Because he had his heart attack when he was in his 70s. He wasn't supposed to make it because he wasn't listening to what the doctors were telling him to do. And he is a doctor, right?
Right.
But he said, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, he's going to do whatever he wants.
So
kind of like all men.
Yeah. And
Just
some
saying.
and some women.
Just saying.
At 94 years old, he decides he's going to go to the city of Toronto, to City Hall, and it's a really cool building, 30 stories high, and his son actually volunteers for, what is it called, Make-A-Wish, which comes on our Dream Steak flight every now and then.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's raising money for Make-A-Wish, and he rappelled down And we're going to show you. You
I
see
saw.
well, we're going to show the pictures right now. The people, you can see the pictures.
Nice.
So there he is, hanging over the edge, right?
I still want to do this.
I don't know. When I'm looking at him hanging there, it's like I thought I might want to do it, but it looks
When
a little scary.
when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I still want to do this.
So it took him 20 minutes to get down, but
I figure if a guy who's almost 90 can do it, I can do
almost
it.
90. He's almost
Oh,
100.
well, whatever. I figure I could do it.
So he's
As long as I don't have to run back up.
thumbs
Good.
up, Dr. Gifford Jones.
You know what? He's an amazing man. I read many articles that he's written. He tells it like it is. He doesn't care if you don't like his opinion. He doesn't care.
If the establishment
No,
medicine doesn't like it, he couldn't care
he does not care. He tells it like it is, and I really appreciate that, and I appreciate
Yes.
him.
I would suggest that you go and check that show out. I don't care how old you are. If you're 10 years old, you're watching this show, and if you're 100 years old and watching this show, pay attention, because a lot of things that we're eating now don't have the nutrition that we need, and they're not supporting our life correctly, and our bodies aren't functioning properly and aren't able to maintain, and that's why the cancers and strokes and all kinds of
Yeah.
things are coming. So
Exactly.
he's got some great answers, and obviously at 94, when you're rappelling down City Hall in Toronto, you're doing
Hey,
it right.
good for him. Good for him.
Let's get on to sexless birth certificates here in Canada, folks. I just want you to have a look at Canada and what's going on here, because we find it a little scary. I know there's other people who think it's just wonderful, but sexless birth certificates.
First of all, you're born with either boy, girl.
Mm-hmm.
So shouldn't there be, when you're born, if after that you change and do whatever you do, that's up to you. But when you're born a
boy or girl?
boy or girl, period.
So a woman in British Columbia has just won a case, and she had a child, and it has no sex on the birth certificate. And
Why?
She said because the child needs to decide what it will be when it's old enough to decide that.
See, that's just wrong all day long. Sorry, hey, whatever. I don't care after the fact, but you're either born with a penis or you're born with a vagina. Like, seriously. That's what it is.
You know, I always go back to people who are born handicapped, right?
Huh.
They can't change it.
No.
It's sometimes
You have one short arm, you have one, whatever. You're born blind, whatever. That's fine. But you're still born with the sex of one or the other. And if later in life you decide, I don't want to be a girl anymore, I want to be a boy, or I don't want to be a boy, I want to be a girl, that's up to you. I'm not judging you.
But at birth, I believe that it's no different than Wynne here in Ontario, our premier, who has just removed mother and father from the birth certificate. It's now birth parents. Listen, that's an insult to mothers and fathers.
Yeah, it
because
is.
Everyone, I don't care who you are, has a mother and
And a father.
So, anyways, I'm not for it, and now Ontario and Alberta are both looking to pass those laws as well, and I just think they're 100% wrong. Let's let people grow up and just have fun as
And
kids.
make their own decisions.
Exactly. And by not calling them a male or female when that's not going to make a difference one way
No,
or
it's
the
not.
other.
No, it's not.
Another fiasco here in Canada, Omar Khadr, who is the guy that was in Guantanamo Bay in Cuba under U.S. Restraints for, of course, blowing up a special forces medic in Afghanistan. And now he's going to get $10.5 million courtesy of the Canadian government.
This is such a sad story because here's the wife of this medic now going to sue because the Canadian government is giving $10.5 million, $8 million US to this terrorist, right?
Who was a criminal.
15 at the time, and they're saying, oh, he didn't know what he was doing. He was, belligered, whatever, into doing what he did. Sorry, you see 10-year-old, 8-year-old kids shooting people and blowing up people. This woman lost her husband. This U.S. military guy doing his job. Now his wife has no one, right? And they're giving the guy who blew him up $10.5 million?
Well, the reason they say they're doing that is because he was being tortured in Guantanamo Bay. And
everybody in Guantanamo Bay is tortured. Come on, it's a prison.
But the thing is, what they were calling it is sleep deprivation. So I got to ask you, what about the soldiers who can't sleep after seeing what they've seen or being blown up in pain? And when a soldier gets hurt, the
home.
maximum they get in Canada is $350 some odd thousand. That's the maximum they can get. And if they die,
they come home and they have all this, you know, all the backlash of what they've seen and what has happened in their lives. Like what happened to them. And this poor lady now has to fight to try and stop the government from giving them that money because she got nothing. Her husband died.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a 15-year-old kid. And now everybody wants to talk about 15-year-olds and start lowering they're more mature now. They understand the world better. When you're 15, you know when you're killing somebody. And this medic was actually going over to help him. He was going over to help him, and he threw a grenade at him. And not only did he kill the medic, but he blew the eye out of another
soldier as well.
So,
yeah,
I mean,
that's and we're going to give them money. I just, why don't we give the wife of the guy who passed away the money?
Yeah, and then you know you look at these guys who went to prison for 20 years, and they weren't guilty. I mean, do they make that kind of money?
No.
They probably make somewhere around that amount, but really, for a criminal convicted of murdering a medic, I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, folks, but I am 125% against it.
And I hope the lady who's suing to get the money switched,
the wife,
wins. I hope she wins.
Absolutely.
I really do.
You know, it'd be really nice.
Behind you 100%.
If he really has changed, and he says he's changed, then you take that money
and give it to
take
his
$50,000 and give the rest away.
Yep.
Back to them.
Well, give it to his family.
Absolutely.
The guy that he blew up, give it to his family. They had children, a wife. Like, come on.
Absolutely. So coming up, we've got a great show we're releasing on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Chris Dupre was here, came in from the States to talk to us in Studio J1, and he has been to heaven. This is a guy that came from drugs, sex, and rock and roll, and ended up in heaven, ended up talking to Jesus, and has a great experience, and just a wonderful guy with a great story.
Oh, you know what? He was so inspiring. Like from rags to riches, if you want to put it that way. Like he was just so inspiring for people that think they have no future and nowhere to go. You always do.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great inspiring show, and honestly, if you got time, take a moment, watch the show. You'll really enjoy it.
And we love that you guys are watching us. So watch all our other shows too, right?
Yeah,
that we have out there.
Our subscriptions are coming up.
Yes.
We're starting to build, and that's helping us with the show. So keep subscribing, liking, and sharing. And I believe that it's a nice warm day. We're wrapped.
And the only way you can get any of our prizes coming up in the future is to be a subscriber.
Yeah, only subscribers.
Right?
Got to be a member. Right? Membership does have its privileges.
Do we get to go play in the forest now?
Yeah, we can go play with Big Peet and Reet.
That freaks me out. It totally freaks me out.
All right, have a great week. We'll see you next week on the Friday Wrap. God bless you. All right, that was good.